Been so much talk about this coronavirus. Don't get in crowds. Don't touch things. You know, you got to do the hand bump. You know, when you do that, you kind of like it. And but Dr. Timothy Quinn, you are here. You are the expert on this.
Right.
Tell us about that. What do we need to do to be able to get out into a crowd to vote tomorrow?
Well, the most important thing is just be aware. I mean, if someone looks sick, you know, you want to try to stay away from as much as possible because the coronavirus is spread through respiratory droplets.
Okay.
And you could be as far away as up to 6 feet and still have exposure to those droplets and contract this potentially deadly virus. So it's a good idea to be on the lookout. But also I wanted to add that the scary part about it is the scientists are discovering more and more every day. And they're discovering that a person can actually transmit the virus if they don't have symptoms. So say someone contracts the virus, a young person, they don't develop a runny nose or a cough or any symptoms at all. They feel great. They can still contract the virus to someone else. That's one reason why the spread is so great, and we should really just be on the lookout.
Yeah. What are some of your patients asking you about the coronavirus at your practice?
Well, a lot of the patients are very concerned, of course. There's a lot of fear and tension in the air. I actually had a patient this morning whose daughter has asthma. And she wanted to know, was it a good idea for her daughter to go back to school next week after spring break? And I have the daughter coming back to see me at the end of the week because I'm going to contact the school and get more information. Because the deal about the coronavirus, this particular strain, this COVID-19 is, it attacks the respiratory system the most. And the #1 reason that it causes death are complications of the respiratory system, and these individuals can get asthma, exacerbated asthma, they can get pneumonia, and this is the #1 cause of death. But there are also those that get different failure of different organs. That's why some people can get kidney failure. But the good news that I told my patient was most of the people that result in death from this COVID-19, this coronavirus, these are usually your older people who have other compromising medical conditions like maybe COPD, heart disease, diabetes, people who've had cancer on immunosuppressant therapies, HIV. These people are much more vulnerable than, say, a young person that can contract this condition, but we still all need to really be on the lookout.
Are we overreacting to this?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I actually watched a special last night, and I've been doing a lot of research and reading a lot of different reports from all over the world. I'm sorry. And one of the reasons attributed to this problem that we have is initially China underreacted. They didn't get enough people involved. They didn't do the necessary steps according to a lot of reports. And that's one reason that we have this spread right now.
And we don't have a confirmed case of coronavirus in Mississippi, according to health officials. And talking to the Secretary of State's office, Michael Watson, they're not taking any extra preps, but they are just being cautious of coronavirus. But they are just, asking people to wash their hands.
Right.
And, when you go out to the polls, what are some best practices we can do when we go out to vote?
Well, as you said before, clean hands. Because the deal about coronavirus is it's spread through the respiratory droplets. And say someone sneezes or coughs or even just talks, you can release respiratory droplets into the atmosphere. As I said before, you could be up 6 feet and still come into contact and contract the virus. But also some respiratory droplets will end up on the counters and the tables. So it's a good idea maybe not touch things as much as you possibly can. Don't walk and rub your hand along the counter. And if you have to open the door, it probably wouldn't even be a bad idea to use a handkerchief or Kleenex that you dispose of very soon thereafter, because there are going to be so many different people going to the polling places. Although I must stress, it's very important that we get out and vote tomorrow, because this is a very important election.
Yeah, don't let that keep you from going out.
Yeah, don't let that keep you from going out voting. Just make some smart precautions. As I said, don't touch counters as much as you can. Use hand sanitizers, and don't touch your face, your nose, your mouth, because this is the way the virus could be spread. But do note that you did state, and it's known that we haven't had any documented cases here in Mississippi yet. So the chances of contracting coronavirus are very small, because if there were a lot of people that had it, then we have at least one documented case so far. Yeah. So if it is in Mississippi, it's very small at this time. So let's make sure that we still get out and vote in this very important election.
Just take the precautions ahead of time, and we won't have the problem here.
Correct.
So, thank you, Dr. Quinn.
Hey, thank
Appreciate
you.
Coming by. Elbow bump. Okay.
Hey, let me get one.
Okay.